Mariela Torres is a creative entrepreneur. She's an apparel designer, blogger, podcast host, and spiritual teacher. She is the founder of Killem With Chic. Chic is an acronym for creating happiness, inspiring confidence. Mariela, you ready to rock this house? Awesome. You are now live on Becoming Your Greatest Possible Self. Thank you so much for joining us today and having a lot of fun with us. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be on.
Yes. Awesome. So we're going to dive right into the theme of the day, which is I am enough. Ooh. And so we ask you, Mariela, how has this mindset, this paradigm of being enough, how has that shown up for you in your life? Where have you been challenged with it? How has it showed up with your clients, with building your apparel line and industry? Like, how has that showed up for you in how you show up?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think as an entrepreneur, we constantly, you constantly have to battle with the highs and the lows of it all, right? It's so important to just kind of, I don't know, for me, I have these like daily practices where like I'll wake up, I'll write down what I'm grateful for, I'll meditate, I'll visualize, I'll do all these practices to kind of keep me in a high positive state. And it kind of aligns me in so many ways, saying, you know what, you are enough. You know, and you don't have to move mountains, you know, just little baby steps every single day, and just definitely maintaining those practices and keeping that positive mindset is what's going to keep me going. And we're human beings, you know, we're going to have self-doubt and you can have, we're human. Again, we can have those days, but pick yourself up and get back to it, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you said that the practice, the daily practice, the daily habits is what really keeps you fulfilled. And even when you get knocked off track, you just get back on track because there's an important message for us to bring to the world. Like our work that we're supposed to be doing is going to make a difference. And your work makes a difference with creating amazing fashion and apparel for women. And do you make apparel for men too?
Yeah, I mean, it's mainly targeted towards the female, but I mean, I have so many dudes that rock it too.
I love it. I love it. Awesome. So tell us a little bit more about Killem With Chic, and then we'll go into your journey as well, but just give us an overview about what you're working on today and what you're creating.
Yeah, so Killem With Chic started, it'll be actually 3 years next month.
Wow.
Yeah, so, you know, I had been in the fashion industry for over 10 years. I used to be a buyer. I always kind of knew that it was something I wanted to get into. T-shirts and sweatshirts and, you know, jackets, those will never go out of style. So I always kind of knew I wanted to create an apparel line with just T-shirts and sweatshirts. And I kind of went through a lot, you know. I was in a 10-year relationship. Him and I decided to cut ties. I quit my corporate job at Bloomingdale's. My mom passed away. It was like a lot of life that kind of happened 3 years ago. And I just kind of, I don't know, it kind of gave me this like, it's really like just deep inspiration. Like, this is something you've always kind of wanted to do. Just do it, you know, just go out and do it. And it's worked out ever since. Yeah. And so again, throughout the 3 years, throughout the process, of course, you know, like I said, we're human beings. We're going to have those times where we have our highs and our lows, but it's, again, spirituality and meditation and all that kind of took a really big part of my life. So in the very beginning of the clothing line, it was a lot of like really fun, like party girl t-shirts. Like I had one that said "I'll call you later" and champagne problems. Like it kind of started off kind of towards that because I just wanted to create a fun line, you know. And the progression of where it is now, it's definitely a lot more female empowered, a lot of like kind of fun spiritual t-shirts. Still has its wit to it, you know, but it's definitely transitioned into who I am, I feel. And it's been great, you know. I feel like the people that have been with me or followed me for the past 3 years are like, yeah, this is who you are, you know. It's been a fun transition.
Wow. That's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So this is great. We're going to dive in more about how things are working now and the principles and stuff that you are radiating. But let's rewind a little bit. You mentioned your mom passed away. You mentioned there were some tough times that you went through. Why don't you take us through the journey of that? Like, what did you experience along the road to getting this thing started? What were some of the pivotal events and moments that shaped your outlook on life?
Well, I mean, of course, definitely the passing of my mom, it makes you realize how precious life is. And you have one shot to live it and to do whatever it is the hell you want to do, And that was definitely a pivotal moment for me to, I don't know, I just think I could have gone either way. I had already started the clothing line, but I could have gone either way. I could have said, I quit, my why me, God, my poor life, but instead I chose to say, you know what, life is short. I'm going to kill it. I'm going to do whatever it is, fearless, because at the end of the day, morbid as it sounds, we are all going to die, And while we have so many hours in our life, and why not make an impact? Why not make an impact? Why not inspire others to do what we do, And that definitely, I don't know, I just think whenever something like that, I don't want to say happens to you, but, it does happen.
Yeah.
Right? You have two choices. It's to either see it in a positive light or in a negative light. And just kind of everything that I have been through, I always try to see the positive side of it all. And I've done that with I call it a divorce. I was with him for 10 years. We were engaged, everything. Wow. Lived together, our finances were combined. It's legit a divorce, right? And same thing, I thought, okay, we grew up together. I don't see him in a negative way. We still talk to this day. We're still friends. And it's just like, you see it for what it is. I appreciate the good times. He meant to come into my life for a reason. And yeah, you grow from there.
What do you think the reason was that you went through the relationship, and what do you think the reason was that you guys went your own separate ways?
What's funny? So he actually taught me he actually was the one that kind of brought up, attracting what it is you want, and not necessarily in a spiritual way, but he's a hustler, and he definitely goes for what it is that he wants, and he kind of like pushed that in me. Like I saw him doing it, and so it inspired me to do it as well. Same thing, I guess I was in my early 20s when him and I got together, and like I said, we grew up together. We kind of he's a business dude, so he taught me a lot about business as well, so many things. But even the smallest thing as like cooking, he's a good cook, and he taught me how to cook.
Yes.
And again, it's you every single person. I'm a firm believer that every single person comes into your life, whether it's 10 years like I went through or 10 days, and learn from them and keep your heart open, and and you'll come up on top every time, I think.
That's right. Awesome. So fast forward a little bit. What were some of the biggest challenges, obstacles, problems, fires you had to put out in building your clothing line?
I think towards the beginning, I tried to move too fast. So I started the clothing line, and it was going great. And then I decided, you know what? I'm not going to, like I said, I used to be a buyer. So I thought, I'm going to just go big and do this full online store and, go and buy things wholesale and bring jewelry in and bring handbags in. And I just had this, which is great. You should have a big vision. But I just went all in, right? And, it took a toll on me financially, because here I was buying a bunch of stuff to put on this very new online store, and I'm literally, my bedroom had, racks and racks of clothes.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was like, I think, like I said earlier, baby steps. I think we always try to do so much, and we think, okay, well, I need to do this, I need to do that, and like we have to move mountains, right? But that really definitely taught me a lesson where it's like, I don't know, just kind of focus on what you're trying to do now. So for instance, like starting the clothing line, that was like my main focus. Again, something I've always wanted to do, and I just try to expand too fast. And yeah, again, I feel like that financially took a toll on it all. But it's been fun, Of course, like I said, we have our days, but it's been a really fun journey for me. And I just think it's because I again, I have those days, but I be positive. Yeah, I guess that would be like my biggest obstacle, or where I was like, oh, why did I do that?
Yeah.
On that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, tell us more about what has been the principles that have helped you with success and helped you grow your business and make sales and put this clothing line and the message out and have people gravitate towards it and want to be a part of it.
Relationships. I feel like building relationships and collaboration. When I first started off, and even now, I would reach out to I'm born and raised in San Diego. I now live in LA, but when I lived in San Diego, I reached out to every single brand, every single blogger, influencer out there.
Wow.
And collaborated with them. Even if I, at the time, even if I said, this is my only shirt, can I take a photo of you and have it back? That's what I did, and just maintaining those relationships. I think when people know who the person behind the brand is, you want to help them out. You want to be on their team, right? And I think that really has helped me. And I just think I'm genuinely wanting to help out them, and so they genuinely want to help me out too. And they tell their friends, and it's kind of, now it is what it is. Yeah.
Awesome. So, building relationships, was there anything that you had to do special or any strategy? You mentioned giving, you mentioned being of service. What did you do to have them want to work with you, want to be a part of what you're doing?
Again, I would say just going back into being, genuine and say hey, this is what I'm doing. This is the mission behind the brand. I'd love for you. Obviously, it doesn't work out every single time. There's always going to be more no's than yeses, honestly. But it's just like being authentic and just really relaying your message. People connect with you, and they want to, like I said, be part of your team.
What kind of a change in direction a little bit? What gets you pissed off and enraged about what kind of things are going on in the world that your brand is a representation of the exact opposite?
So it's funny because I'm actually writing a blog about it. Currently writing a blog. So tomorrow's International Women's Day. So I do this blog post where I normally feature 10 women. This time I'm only featuring 3. I'm really weird with, number sequences. And so I thought, okay, what's my 3rd blog featuring women? So I'm only going to feature 3, and it's the 3rd month of the year, whatever. Right. But anyway, I'm weird.
It's perfect. It's it's who you are. Own it. This is me. I'm into the numbers, the flow, the sequence. F yeah.
We're sign kind of people. And,
yep.
So I'm writing this blog, and so I'm writing it, and I'm feeling really good, and then I start thinking about if you're a woman in this day and age, we're oppressed, unfortunately. That's the reality. No country in the world has gone that extra mile, to free us from oppression, and it pisses me off. You know, it's like not fair that one woman can be sitting directly next to another guy, doing the same amount of work, same amount of effort, with the same college degree, and she gets paid, you know, $5,000 less a year because of her gender, you know. And I just feel like there's a lot of things that are kind of like that, and it's just not fair. It's simply not fair. Same thing, you know. All the Trump supporters, I'm sorry, but him, you know, basically taking away women's reproductive rights is completely effed up. You know, you would never see a room full of women signing something saying, all right, we're taking all reproductive rights from all men. That would never happen, right? And here we are having to see that, and it's just it's kind of out of our control. So definitely that, you know, but I think that there's a shift. There's definitely a shift, and I think more and more women are, you know, standing up for their rights and taking the streets of America to say we demand that shit changes, you know. And it's really powerful and it's really great. But yeah, that's just
Good. I love it. This is juicy. I'm going to play devil's advocate and kind of like just create more conversation here. Like at what point, like what do you have to see? What has to happen in the world for us to know that, you know, women are being treated equally? How will we know when that happens?
How will we know? Well, to start off is, I mean, not that all companies do it, but, you know, starting off with equal pay, I think that's massive. And I mean, I feel like unfortunately, it kind of starts here in the U.S., but I mean, there's so much happening. There's so much sex trafficking. There's so much, you know, there's like dress codes, and, you know, in the Middle East, where women can't show a single part of their body because a man can't handle seeing skin, you know? And just like a lot of things that are completely unfair. I remember reading this article about this school. It was a middle school, and the girls weren't allowed to wear shorts because boys wouldn't be able to handle it, you know? Yeah, and so it's like there's a lot of things like that still happening even here in like our free country, you know?
Yeah.
I think we're taking the necessary steps to kind of get there. And we will get there one day, I think.
I love it. One thing I want to point out, and by the way, this is all like take it or leave it, you know, we're just having a fun discussion, is the use of the word fair.
Yeah.
Right? The word fair, life is not fair for anyone.
Yeah.
For anyone, guys or ladies. And I think, you know, we can look at it. I want you to be the most badass woman that you can be, like empowering the whole freaking world, right? And so I think of, okay, well, who would be some people that we want to model? You know, I want to be like this too. Who would be some people that we want to model? And I think of Martin Luther King, right, as someone who is fighting for a cause where there was oppression, where there was, you know, all this stuff going on that was not fair. But do you think that he said to his community, "This isn't fair"? Like, guys, this is not fair. This is not fair. I don't think he came from that place of kind of like complaining or victim, but rather we deserve equal rights. We deserve to have freedom. We deserve to have equality. So I think if versus the focus on what is right now, which is unfair, right?
Yeah.
Instead, we can focus on we deserve equal rights. Just like you deserve equal rights, here's what you have access to. We deserve that too. Who's with me? You know? Like, who's with me? Call to action. Let's join together to move towards this. What can we do to create solutions? What can we do to shift this? What can we do versus this is unfair. This is like the status quo, how things are right now. There's an example that I've heard multiple times is like, you know, how do you have the tallest building in the city? You can spend all your time, you can build a building and then spend all your time trying to break down everyone else's, right? Like, and that is exhausting. It's an unwinnable game. Eventually, people will overwhelm us with trying to build their own structures and buildings, and they'll build a better one. So we can spend that time destroying and destruction, or we can say, I'm going to build the best building, and we keep building and building and building and building the empire. So I think that would be just a really more powerful place to stand in, and get people rallied without like paying attention to not paying attention, but
it's just a victim mentality. No, I get what you're saying. I completely agree with you. Yeah, it's instead of being like, oh, well, poor us, poor little women, like, no, we're strong as hell, and we demand that we have equal rights. We demand that we're human beings, just like we're all sharing this amazing yet scary, wonderful world together. So we should all have the exact same rights,
Yeah.
So,
and I think another thing is gratitude, right? Coming from a spirit of gratitude, like, hey, I'm grateful that you have all these rights. You could say it to men. I'm grateful that you have all these rights, and I'm grateful that we, as women, deserve these rights too. So give them to us, or we're going to take them.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, again, and it's we really are, as women, we're so lucky, and especially being like a colored woman, we are lucky because we're not, again, not coming from like the victim mentality. I don't want to say suffering like the other poor women in other countries, but we are definitely taking the necessary steps to kind of get to that, Got it.
Awesome stuff. Okay, so how does what we're talking about, the things that you're passionate about, the things that get you pissed off, how does that show up in your work and building this clothing line, and how do you see that impacting future years to come and future generations to come?
Yeah, well, so here's the thing, like I said, the clothing line has transitioned so much. I feel like the clothing line right now, it is definitely my bread and butter. That's what's the income, and that's what I kind of started off as. That's what people know Killem With Chic as. But it's just been this whole transition where it's, I don't know, what I envision, what I see happening is the blog, the podcast, the YouTube, what you and I are doing now, and me, I'm not, I know it says coaching right behind you, but I'm not big on the word coaching. Supporting other females, I'll say. I just see it transitioning into that, and I think just again making an impact in other females and empowering them, saying, hey, like, I went through some shit, but here I am now, and living my dream, and you can do it too, and here are the tools. Like that's where I see the brand going, and again, like what I said, even this morning I did this like really powerful visualization. I'll send it to you later. It's incredible.
Yes.
But it just, it like the woman's voice is just like also so soothing, and she's telling you to like visualize what it is. Whether you have a business or your brand, whatever it is, your job is. And I just have this like vision of me having this like amazing, cool, like workspace, almost like a, like a really cool, like open warehouse space. And I have women coming in, and we just do these amazing talks, and we're all there to empower each other and help each other out and network. And that's just the plan. That's where I see my brand headed, like again, I know clothing line, and I love it because I'm obviously really into fashion. I've been doing this for a long time, but I see it as something so much more bigger.
I love it. What is your biggest challenge to achieving that and building that?
It's a new world for me, honestly. I've fashion to me and creating clothing and sales, that's what I've been doing all my life, all my adult life. So I'm good at that kind of stuff. I'm good at marketing. I'm good at social media. I'm great at it. And me being like, okay, we're gonna do today, students. Like I can't. Like it's an uncomfortable feeling because it's completely new. But again, I just think I'm genuine and I'm authentic, and I really do care about helping other people out, and I just think it'll work its way out. I believe in myself.
Awesome. So I'm noticing that you are awesome and you got so much potential and love within you and greatness. And I'm going to challenge you a little bit right now. Is that okay? Cool. Cool. So I know that you have a lot more self-expression within you, and like when you're comfortable with people, you can just be radiant and connected and loving. And I know I saw your YouTube intro video, and I was like, Mariela, you have so much more expression within you than this. And even on this interview, I can tell you're a little shy and working through it. So one of the most challenging things to do is share what we're afraid of, right? But it's also very freeing. So Mariela, I'm inviting you right now to take the opportunity to share something that you've been afraid of, you've been dealing with, something that has been really difficult for you, or just like, what are you afraid of? And just, kind of free yourself up a little bit and give yourself some power.
Okay, first off, I love you. Thank you. You know what's funny? So my boyfriend and like my brother, my best friend, like they're like, you're really shy. Like you're not shy person, And it just boils down to judgment. It boils down to like people judging you or thinking, what are they going to think? What are they going to say? How am I going to look on camera? And, with the clothing line, it's like, that's a clothing line. It's almost like a separate entity, right? Mm-hmm. Where this is just like, this is me. This is an expression of me. So it's terrifying, and it takes a lot of guts to do this kind of stuff. Just kind of learning to be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Good. So we're going to dive in even deeper. What are you afraid of people judging you about?
I've done like a lot of like thinking about that and reflecting, and I don't even have an answer to that. I don't know, And it's like, it's funny because like a lot of the times I'm very like, oh, like who cares what people think? Like I have this like mentality, but it's like, but I genuinely do. Like I don't even know how to answer that. Like it's just like this like, what are they gonna? I don't know.
It's good. You're doing great. You're totally grappling with this. I get that you. I get that you don't know. I get that you don't know. And if you did know, why you're afraid of people judging you?
Yeah, what's funny? I've always been like a well-liked person. Like every job, like every. I've always been, and also I've always kind of been like a people pleaser. Like I just want to be loved, and I want to love, and I want the same thing back, and maybe that I just don't. I want people to like me, straight up.
What happens when people don't like you?
Nothing.
But what are you afraid of happening?
What am I afraid of happening?
Yeah. And by the way, Pethia says, "Love your honesty," and you got some fans in the audience, so you're doing amazing.
I mean, it's funny because nothing happened. I'm still gonna do my shit. Absolutely nothing's gonna happen. So I don't know, little therapy session here.
The freedom. You're welcome. Becoming your greatest possible self. Damn right. I love it. You're already like so much more radiant just by like kind of acknowledging the elephant in the room, so to speak, right? And you can like what I recommend, take it or leave it, is to like let people know, hey, I'm still new to this like I think you did on your video, but you can say it like let people know on podcasts, on interviews, on videos, something like that it's new to you or you're still getting comfortable with it, and then like be courageous, like make it a point to start sharing things that you're afraid of more often, and like share it to release it. Share it with a kind of commitment to releasing it. Like, hey guys, I just want to let you know that I'm afraid of being judged. I'm afraid of not being enough. Like, I can speak for myself. I'm afraid of putting all this time and energy into the 12-hour marathon and not having it freaking pan out. And it's like, I'm wondering, I'm concerned, I'm questioning myself. Like, I'm afraid of being wrong. I'm afraid of, am I spending my time unwisely? And it really freaking hurts to like think of, what if all this was a waste of time? And then I say, you know what? I'm adding massive fucking value to people's lives. And if only one person's life gets changed throughout these 12 hours, awesome. But I know everyone who comes on the show as a guest has a great experience, and they build a great positive, image in their mind about coming on an interview. So they'll be even better on future interviews. So I know that I'm changing many, many people's mindsets about whatever, being on podcasts, being on 12-hour marathon. So share what you're afraid of. And this is like a future thing, like moving forward. But if you have more to share, please.
No. I think, no, thank you. Thanks. I feel like you're completely, this is a therapy session right now. But yeah, I guess just like letting go, like you said, letting go and being honest, in a different way. So.
Yeah. And when you let go and you're honest in a different way, like what will become available to you? Like what will shift in your world? What will move? What will open up? What new opportunities?
I feel like everything will shift, I think when people truly, like I said, I'm authentic, but I'm authentic kind of like person to person or email, what I post, but like it's way different when you're, like I said, doing a podcast or recording a YouTube video. So just being my fun, silly self. Yeah. And just not caring what fuck people think about, Who cares?
That's right.
If you have a podcast, no. So
So what does fun and silly look like for you? What are some things that you do when you're being fully self-expressed?
I don't know. Just I guess the way I speak, even, I always feel like, you have to kind of, present yourself as like this, proper young lady. And I'm proper and, but I also say fuck every 2 seconds.
I love it. And by the way, I don't know if you're noticing this, but your like body language completely changes when you're thinking about like being, quiet, introverted, whatever, shy. And then you're like, but fuck it, and like you're all up in the camera and the microphone, like, I don't give a fuck. Right. So like be noticed, be aware of that, because it's body language is huge. And you smile a lot when you're having fun.
Yeah.
See, that's like self-expression right there. Keep doing that. So yes, I love it. So, oh my god, you are like awesome. You're good at modeling. You're a fast learner, aren't you?
Yeah.
Awesome. So this is great, and we want to know, is there anything that we haven't covered? We still got some time, a good amount of time left, but is there anything that we haven't covered that you felt like, when you got onto this interview today, you wanted to make sure that the audience really got? You wanted to communicate a message. You wanted to show up in a certain way. You wanted to deliver something or empower people in a certain way. Anything like that coming up for you?
Can you rephrase the question?
Repeat the question. Yeah. So is there anything that we haven't covered that is like a philosophy, a story, something that you really wanted our audience to get, something you want to share with us, something you just want to share, declare, like a vision, you get up on your soapbox. I don't care, whatever it is, just like really unleash and just be here and deliver.
Okay. My main message, and it's like my mission in life, is to, again, empower other people and just let everyone know that the more and more, like, I just feel like everything in life is energy, like, that's just it, and the more positive and good, amazing vibrations that you send out, like, it will heal the world, And I think waking up and feeling grateful and just good. Just fucking feel good about everything that's happening in life because it's so great, you know. And the more that we like send that out into the universe, like the universe will send that goodness back into our lives. And I just think we need to do more of that. You know?
Yeah.
There's just been kind of a negative shift in the world, and let's turn this shit around.
How?
Send good vibes out.
What does that mean? What does that look like? How can we execute on that? The what?
Yeah, just you know, I mean, it's as simple as like walking down the street, and instead of like, you know, I just feel like even walking down the street, we see people constantly. I'm very much like, you know, like smiling, like, hello, good morning, you know? Like there's other people who just like will completely look at the floor or have to pretend they're on their phone right away.
Right.
And just the smallest little thing like that makes a big difference. Or complimenting someone like, hey, you know, it's a nice shirt. It's a nice black shirt you got there, Chris.
Thank you. Your shirt's awesome too. Your shirt like really popping red.
Yeah, had a little problem.
I love it. So people,
just genuine love, just send to everyone, you know? That's what
I love it. So it's the micro actions, the kind of daily being kind, being compassionate, being connected with other people, walking down the street, saying hi, saying hello, giving compliments, acknowledging, praising.
Yeah, exactly. Be connected. Again, we're all in this together. There's no need for us to be like dicks to each other, you know? So just be nice. Be a nice human.
Yeah. I love it. How do you create community around yourself to improve your success and accelerate your success?
Ooh. I feel like it always just kind of goes back to being genuine, like really wanting to make these connections, really wanting to, you know, hear other women's stories and other people's stories, and actually connecting on a deeper level, you know. Again, that's the other thing too. Nowadays, like there's so many relationships. Like I'm very much if we don't have a deep relationship, then there's kind of no need for us to be friends. You know, like all my relationships are deep, genuine relationships where we cry and laugh and talk about shit that really matters. You know, and I want those relationships with customers and clients, and you know, just really connecting. And you know, that's the only way to actually build relationships and to make an impact, when you actually understand who the other person is.
How do you understand who someone is?
Listening, you know, definitely listening to their point of view, to their thoughts, to their, you know, the circumstances that they're in. I mean, I constantly get messages from women who I don't even know who say, hey, you know, because of your blog, you know, I broke up with my boyfriend was being a dick to me, or because of this, you know, I feel like I know I don't know you, I've never met you, but I just feel like I needed to reach out to you. Like I kind of need a pick me up, or I kind of need, you know, some advice on this relationship, or whatever it is that they're kind of going through. And again, it's because I feel like I have given women that, I don't want to say that comfort, but it's like this, like, it's genuine, you know? I truly, truly care for other humans. Yeah.
Why?
Because we're all in this together. You know? We're all in this together. And the more, like I said, we're here to lift each other up, not tear each other down. And the more and more people that we help out, it's only gonna help us out as well, right? It'll help everything. Yeah.
So what is your objective, like, in the next year? What movements do you want to create? What ways do you want to empower women, people? What do you want to do in terms of growing your apparel line? What are you going for? What's on the horizon for Mariela?
So again, I feel like I have all these like little things already set in place. So again, like I have a blog, I have a podcast, YouTube, I have things set in place, and it's just tweaking everything and making everything better, And again, I'm very much of like, just dive in and figure it out as you go. And I've that's what I've kind of done, So if I actually have an ebook coming up, and it's, so that'll be coming soon, and it's, it'll be kind of a fun, I wish I could show you an example, but I don't know what. It'll be like a, kind of very Killem With Chic, so very like feminine and cute and girly, but there's going to be like really deep, powerful meditations in it, and, amazing quotes that will just kind of, pick you up and uplift you. So that's coming up, so be ready for that.
Awesome. So the ebook's coming out when approximately?
Probably by the summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So the ebook's coming out, and then what else do you see on the horizon in 2018?
Definitely, again, like the clothing line, it's what I'm good at. It's what like I said, it's my bread and butter. It's what I do, and it's what I'm known for. But what is that? What are you drinking?
Coffee.
Massive cup there, bud.
Yeah, you know how I do.
About 4 p.m. time for coffee.
Everything I do it big.
Yes, I love it. So yeah, definitely. Just again, I'm super new into the coaching world, and so really kind of zoning in on that because I just want to impact more and more women, and that's the main priority right now. Is how can I help these women out with, whether it's with their relationships or their business, and I don't know why, but I became like the go-to person to like ask about relationships because I've been in so many. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I can help people out. I truly feel that. Like I feel like it's like my calling on. Again, yeah, fashion is great and it's what I love. I'm super passionate about it. But like, so cool, you have a Chanel bag. Awesome. Yeah. How am I really making an impact? And so that's, like I said, that's where it's definitely been a redirection in my brand.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about it. I'm up for the challenge.
Yes, I love it. What do you see fueling the growth of your apparel line? I know that may not be like the quote unquote priority or, like kind of end goal, but like what do you see as fueling that growth? What do you plan on focusing on to drive more traffic to build a brand?
Again, I think, you know what? I just think, is it bad to say I've already got that part down? I feel like, again, it's kind of a redirection in the brand. The clothing line, it just comes so natural to me. Like it's just like I can literally, and sales too. I've been in sales all my adult life, so I'm good at all that shit, and it's just, I don't know, I'm trying to learn all the other stuff now.
Got it. So it sounds like what the focus is drive more leads because the brand kind of takes care of itself. The sales kind of take care of themselves. So it's more so the marketing and building these channels out and developing your message, getting on more podcasts, getting more exposure, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And then again, like it's mostly like, I feel like now it's like mostly like representing who I am, when I kind of bring it to people. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. So we're beginning to wrap up here, and we want to know what is the final call to action. What is the new the invitation to the new paradigm, the new perspective on reality that we can invite our audience to because of their time invested here. Kind of looking back on the interview, we talked about a couple different things. We talked about, empowering people. We talked about building this brand, this fashion line, having something that represents you, diving into your fears and your things that are challenges. We talked about a lot of different stuff. So what do we want to invite our audience to step up to become because of their time invested here today?
I would say don't be realistic.
Yeah.
I just mean dream fucking big, massive, and keep at it. Like, again, in the very beginning when I first started off, I would reach out to so many other clothing lines, and because of their mindset, they're not brands anymore, where you have to persevere and be unrealistic. You might not see it right now in this reality, but if you can see it visually, like, it's done. Universe is like, check, I got you, girl,
Yeah.
It will happen. And and I think just trusting the universe, because just trusting the universe, like everything that's happened to you and for you, it's the universe having your back, right? So be unrealistic, follow your dreams, like as cheesy as that sounds, like have one life, fucking do it.
Yes. I love it. So one other thing is for everyone listening, if you did feel like that was cheesy or whatever else, right? Life is simple.
Yeah. Stop
making it so complex. Embrace the tried and true principles and, live that and say, how am I living these basics? How am I mastering the basics today of loving another human being, of being kind while walking down the street, of stepping up to my potential, dreaming bigger than I even know how to accomplish or be, that is so fundamental in living a fulfilled life.
Totally. Yeah, I always see it that way too, and it's like just because it's like aligning yourself with the person that you want to be.
Yes.
Like I want to be the best version of me, so I want to eat healthy because I want a healthy body. I want to work out because I want a healthy body. I want to bring more clients in because I want fucking money. I want to live the best life ever, and I just feel like aligning yourself, like if you want that, like then step it up. You have to align to who that person is. You know what I mean? So I've been doing that, and I feel ready and good and great and that's it.
Awesome. I love it, Mariela. How can people stay connected with you? What do you want them to do next?
Yeah, go to my site, killemwithchic.com, or you can find me on Instagram at killemwithchic, KILLEMWITHCHIC, or follow me personally because I'm pretty cool. So at Mariela, MERIELA, and then __T.
Say that one more time.
No.
Please.
Do you really want me to?
Yes.
So,
if you want, I mean, maybe you don't want people to find out where you're at. I don't know.
No, follow me. Let's be friends. Let's connect. So at Killem With Chic or at Mariela, and then _T.
_T.
Yeah.
Cool. Love it. Mariela, you are awesome. Keep expanding yourself. Keep challenging your assumptions. Fuck average, right?
Yeah.
Be great, or be phenomenal, or be forgotten. Really, you're living it, right? And I'm preaching to the choir. And keep going. Keep taking the steps. You're awesome, and you're an incredible inspiration and role model for women. And I can only imagine how that's going to expand in the coming years and decades. And the impact that you're going to have on this world is already massive, and it will continue to grow. So keep it up.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for the therapy session.
You're welcome. Woohoo! All right, Mariela, have the best day ever, and we'll see you soon, okay?
Bye.
See ya.